Hi, hi to everybody. I'm José Quintanar. I'm an artist and comic drawer based in Rotterdam. I was educated as an architect, and, and now I would like to show you some of my last work I produced here. Normally, I work making comics, making illustration, and working as a publisher. So I have here, for example, my last long comic story I published in Spain with Fulgencio Pimentel. It's a long comic, a long story about one Finnish man moved to Spain 20 years ago in La Mancha, in a special region in the center of Spain. And the book is about this story, it's a real story. I would like to read something, but it's complicated because it's always to read comics is complicated because it's not only text, it's more the pictures and the images are more important, no? This is, you can see. I would like to show you, for example, one of the last comics I made. It's a comic I made for an architecture magazine in Madrid. It's the magazine of the official architecture school, and the topic of the comic is about Madrid. Is, you can see. The fun of the story is not a conventional story. Is I discovered that Madrid have 18 places in the world called Madrid, in United States, in Europe, in Finland, in Africa, also in several islands. So the idea to make this story was like to cut 18 videos from the different places from YouTube, and to try to represent and to construct a story with all of them in a comic, no, using the language of the comic. So finally, the interesting is like a very crazy connections between places that doesn't have relation, like the desert in Arizona in United States, or with the one small town in another region of Spain, with some small town in Africa, no? And to try to construct a connection, like a map, a strange map, where you can read a story with it, you know. Or for example, this is my last book I produced. It's a small fanzine. I make a lot of fanzines. I love to make fanzines. And the story is a long series of drawings that he called Un Paisaje Holandés. It's a Dutch landscape, where the idea I play with the metaphor of of Netherlands, the metaphor of how Netherlands colonized the sea, the ocean. And so the idea of this fanzine was how I can reproduce classical landscape painting, no? And I draw 10 times the same landscape, but with a new a condition that every drawing there are a rigid geometry with cycles, where the cycles every time are bigger, and this affect to the drawing, no? Until the drawing disappear, the landscape disappear and appear another landscape. This is a work more conceptual, because in the last 2 years I'm more focuses on to produce more conceptual comics and drawings. So this is more or less what I'm doing now, and I hope was enjoy for you, and thank you very much. Bye.